Good afternoon, English 1301. So, what you guys are about to do is write a deliciously descriptive narrative. Now, what is a narrative? A narrative, it's a spoken or written account of connected events. It's a story. That's it. It's a story. But I want it to be descriptive. And when you're telling it, it's a narrative. You know, when you think about the different point of views, what type of narrator it is, well, it's whichever kind you choose. But I want you to be clear about what you're doing. What point of view are you doing? When I generally do narratives, it's me talking. It's always me talking. But I want this to be very, very, very descriptive. Okay, so I want you to tell a story. And I want you to add in the details that are necessary for the reader to be able to go through whatever it is you're talking about. I don't want the reader to be surprised or be shocked or confused. Like, how did we get from here to here? And I don't want you to stress, but I am looking in this to make sure that you do things in an orderly fashion. So we hear a lot about, we don't want people using a formula to write. Yeah, I do. I need you to write with a formula, because once you learn how to write with a formula, you can break that formula. Once it becomes so instinctive, you can break it. There are a couple things in a formula, in a essay, that I need you to, I don't know what that was, that I need you to focus on. So parallelism is in writing. Now I know that I think I possibly put something in there in the, I knew I needed this. I knew I needed it. Let me dig out this before my class gets here. I knew I needed this marker. So when you're doing parallelism, that means that if you're writing about, if we're going to write a story about Jack and Jill, right? Jack and Jill were bar hopping. So we know that they're bar hopping. And we want to talk about what bars they went to. So maybe they went to, maybe they're a little broke. So they went to Club AB, Applebee's, right? Club AB. Because after 10 p.m., Applebee's turns into Club AB. So Club AB first. They went there first, and then they ordered Long Island, iced teas, right? Then they ordered some shots, 2 shots. All right, so here's where the parallelism comes in. So when we're talking about Jack and Jill, that's one thing. Now we're saying they're bar hopping. So they went to Club AB, they ordered Long Island, and then they ordered 2 shots. But then at the next place, at the next one they went to, they are going to, I don't know, because I don't go out. But just call it Club, I don't know, Club Chili's. Club, oops, that's an L, Club Chili. Club Chili. And here at Club Chili, they decided that they were going to do the same thing. They were going to get 2 shots. But they were also going to get an AMF. So they had an AMF and 2 shots. Here's the parallelism. You talk about the club, you talk about the drink, Long Island. They had 1 Long Island and then they had 2 shots, right? So if you were comparing what they did or contrasting what they did, now you've got the club, the second club. So you're doing it in that order. So here's the first club. What did they drink? Here's the second club. We know that they had 2 shots again, but they also had this. We're just going in order to keep the reader in line with what we're saying. Okay, so when you're doing, now this might not have been the best example, but I'm just trying to show you parallelism. Whatever you talk about in here, so if you say Jack and Jill are going bar hopping, they're going to go to Club AB, Club Chili. Let's see, can you see it? Club Chili and Club Walgreens for aspirin, but Club Wall. All right, Club Wall. Then the first one you have to talk about has to be Club AB, okay? Then you'll talk about the drinks. The second one, because that's the second one here, that's the second one you talk about, Club Chili. And then the third one will be Club Wall. That could be Wall anything, I'm not saying nothing, but that will be the one down here, right? And then you'll talk about the drinks that they got there. But you want it to be parallel. That's what parallelism, in exactly the order you put it in here in your intro, is exactly the order you put it in your paragraphs. Got it? And then when you're doing your conclusion, where you're comparing these things or contrasting them and being deliciously descriptive, you do not have to compare and contrast, just so you know, because that's coming up later. But when you're doing this, guess what? In your conclusion, it's going to mirror that. So guess what you're going to talk about in what order? Club AB and all that. Same order. So in your conclusion, where let's hope you don't have to say in conclusion, right? In the conclusion, you are going to continue to be parallel. So conclusion will also have what Jack and Jill did, their bar hopping experiences at where? 1, Club AB. 2, Club Chili. And finally, Club Wall. Now, understand, you don't have to use exactly those words. Now, of course, you're not going to use exactly, because you're not about to write anything about Club AB or Club Chili, anything like that. You're not about to do that. But whatever you're talking about, you might put however you discuss it, however you bring up the detail or bring it back home. So if you want to talk about the dishonesty or the rude service, what if they Club AB was robbed, right? Club Chili was overly crowded, and Club Wall was boring. It had nothing but old people. Oh, aging myself. Old people. Then when you go into that conclusion, when you're talking about those things, why you will never go to certain clubs again, you still should put them in that order. So the first order is going to be the place that got robbed. I'll never go there again. They don't even have good security. And this place right here is overly crowded, and that one is filled with senior citizens. I'm not trying to go hang out with the over 50 crowd, right? Parallelism. So you all, once again, are going to write a deliciously wicked. No. There will be no wickedness. Nay. Deliciously descriptive narrative. So let me see. When you are doing something descriptive, Yep, I make noises and I talk to myself. Here's a poem. It's called A Kiss. No, you know what? I'll read to you all. And it is descriptive. Here, let me pull it up really quickly. Really, really quickly. I'm saying that for myself. Really, really quickly. All right. So here it is. We've all done those who I am, where I'm from poems. And this is an old one of mine, okay? Very, very old, but it is descriptive. And I remember my professor, I did this when I was an undergrad. I remember my professor, all of a sudden, some other paper we did later, he was like, now it makes sense. Because in my Where I'm From poem, I didn't actually tell you where I was from, but I gave you all the history and things. So here I am, descriptive, where I'm from. I'm from Today's Woman, the T Connection, Mr. J's the Fade Master, Alma's Beauty College, and white uniforms under black coats, blended cuts, triple fades, acrylic overlays with airbrush tips, asymmetrical bobs, braided weaves, last minute Mr. Fofo's corned beef sandwiches on rye, no snow days ever, and loud traffic. I'm from. What up, though? How you doing? Shampoo bowls filling with wet hair under running water, hair dryers blowing, Marcel's clinking together rhythmically like Gregory Hines tapping his toes. Colorful capes, gold bling, brightly painted walls covered in pictures of colored girls with hair that can't be duplicated. From being at the shop as early as 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, $1.99 2-egg breakfast specials with bacon, hash brown biscuits, or toast delivered in bulk with a smile, and the odor of lye, hair dye, pineapple, coconut, strawberry protein conditioner heating under plastic. That's it. That's only part of it. But I gave you a lot of description. All right, so that's what you're going to be working on. I'll go ahead and upload the assignment hopefully this evening so you can get started on it. You all have an absolutely wonderful week.